Have you ever been caught in a mind stream where your mind has just got 1,000 thoughts going all at the same time, confusing you, not knowing if you're coming or going, and you're feeling overwhelmed and you're feeling uncertain and out of control and you don't know what to do next? If you have experienced that, as all of us do from time to time, I'm going to teach you a powerful technique on how to come out of a mind stream. Stay tuned. Hi, my name is Rashad Ahmed. I'm a certified life coach and founder of Zen Coach. My role has been over the last few years to help people overcome their challenges and difficulties and live their ultimate joy. With over thousands of clients from all across the world, I have gained valuable insight and useful knowledge in helping you achieve your greatest potential. If you like this content, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up so that other people can get access to this valuable information. In this video, I'm going to teach you a powerful technique on how to overcome a mind stream when your mind just won't stop chatting and you're feeling overwhelmed and you can't seem to know where you're going and what you're doing. So stay tuned as I show you and explain to you what a mind stream is, first of all through understanding, and then take you step by step through a process that very few people know or that share on how to overcome these times when you're becoming totally overwhelmed and you losing control over your senses. So let's get into it. What is a mind stream? A mind stream is when your mind becomes so noisy that it now has control over your emotions. And some people term this as anxiety or out of control or overwhelm. But what it is that your mind is in a loop. It keeps on going in a loop. And the conventional way or wisdom would be to try and stop it. So we try to distract ourselves. We try to scream and shout. We try to go for a walk. We try to listen to some music. But what we find is that it pauses for a while and then it intensifies again. So the worst thing you can do, which nobody talks about, is to try to distract the mind stream. So this technique that I've learned through Buddhist meditation and through some of the ancient Chinese teachings and the teachings of the Tao on how to become familiar and become aware of yourself and your thoughts has worked for me and my clients very effectively. So the first step is to acknowledge your state of being. Acknowledge to yourself that I feel out of control. You notice that I didn't say I am out of control. I said I feel out of control. So recognize that you feel out of control, that your thoughts are overwhelming you and they're taking over. You're not trying to resist. And the worst thing you can ever do is ask this question: why is this happening to me? This applies to not only a mind stream, but everything in your life. It is the most destructive pattern because there is no answer. Why is this happening to me? Oh, because of something that happened in my childhood. That's not true. It's just a distraction. So firstly, do not ask that question. Secondly, become aware that your mind is out of control and do not try to understand the nature of the thoughts because they're just thoughts. And if you could understand them, you would, and you would have gotten the answer. So don't try to understand your thoughts. Thirdly, and most importantly, be the awareness. In other words, become aware, intensely aware, that your thoughts have taken over, and observe with a gentle, compassionate, loving observation. So you're not trying to somehow demolish these thoughts or fight these thoughts or interpret these thoughts. You just have to recognize that these thoughts have no form and they're not actually going to help you in any way right now. But through love and compassion, almost like you're addressing a child that's out of control and just stomping their feet and, insisting on whatever they want as children normally do. Observe. Become intensely aware. Focus on your breath. Tune into your breath. You'll notice when your thoughts are going overwhelmed, your breathing is, but very softly, out of control. So what do? Become aware of our breath. In breath and out breath through our nose. all the focus is on the breath coming in through the nose and out through the nose. And if you're like most people, you will find a little gap appearing, and that's what you want, the gap between one thought and the other. And when you notice that gap, hold on to the gap. So as you breathe, there is a gap before we breathe out. Breathe in, there is a gap. Breathe out. And just like your breath, you'll notice that there is a gap between one thought and the other. Become acutely aware of the gap between one thought and the other. And notice that if you drop in to the space between each thought, it's almost like you're widening the gap, and you drop into that space. And that's the stillness. And then a thought appears, and a gap. And we hold the gap through our breath, and then we exhale again through our noses. And very quickly, you're going to become aware that there is a gap between your breath, and there is a gap between each thought. And so life is lived in the gap. It's the gap between the noise. It's in the pause between life. It's in those moments when you're still and silent in the chaos. It's when everything becomes quieter that you gain perspective and notice how things are beginning to settle down. And we're not avoiding our thoughts. We're giving compassionate love. So now the next process would be to allow your thoughts to slow down like an energetic form. Allow this energy to slowly dissolve, bringing you back to the still awareness that you are, and be focused on being the awareness, aware of your thoughts. And very quickly, you're going to notice that your balance and your state of being is restored. And now the other secret is, do not try to now go back to it and try to say, okay, what was I doing and what was I trying to think about? Don't do that. Right now, let the energetic form dissolve, accept it, be compassionate towards it, and allow it to be. Give it some time, and the moment you want to go back to the thought, do not return to the thought. Because what you're going to find, whether you have a resolution now or in 10 minutes, it makes no difference. When you are still, and now you can go about doing other things, you're going to notice that the answer you were looking for will appear to you in a very calm, composed way, where you will say, that's it. Because the answer will appear from inside your body, not through the rattling in your head. So, to recap, when you get into a mind stream and your mind is taken over and it's running away from you, become aware of what is going on. Bring love and compassion to how you're feeling. Allow the feeling to be there, to remain, to just be. And then start tuning into your breath through your nose, in through your nose, out through your nose. And become aware of the gap between the in-breath and the out-breath through your nose. And you become aware that between one thought, as your in-breath, and the out-breath, another thought, there is a gap. And as you widen this gap, you widen the stillness. And as you observe through this gap, the chat of the mind, you regain perspective. And this powerful technique has helped me and thousands of clients who have all been diagnosed and put onto all sorts of medications that they really didn't need. This powerful technique will change your life and will definitely help to restore the balance that you deserve and that you're entitled to. So I hope you found value in this. If you found it useful, please share it with others. We live in a chaotic world right now, and everything out there, it wants your attention and wants to distract you. And it's not fair on you to become so engaged with every distraction there is out there. And the next stage, of course, is trusting in the process of life. that you are where you are because this is exactly where you're meant to be. And a beautiful saying that I live by, if the train does not stop at your platform, then it's not your train. Let it go. Because the wanting is to catch every opportunity to make sure we solve all problems, to control every situation. But it's highly ineffective. You can't. You can't catch everything. You can't control everything. And you are not in control. And so in future videos, I will address more about this. If you found this content useful, then please subscribe to our channel. There's some more meditations that you can follow and participate in as well. And that will all be available in the description below. Take care and enjoy the stillness that you are within.